We are ready to get started with our weight training class today. For today's class, we are going to need 2 dumbbells, medium to light, and then make sure you do have a light one on hand if you prefer a little less work on your shoulders. We are going to do some shoulder work today. We're also going to do 2 postures in tabletop position. So if it's more comfortable for you to have a little extra cushion under your knees or under your wrists, go ahead and grab your extra cushion. Make sure you have it handy. All right. Starting out with your feet out in front of you, warming up with just tapping your hands side to side, moving through your body, working into your torso a little bit. Just starting to loosen everything out. 2 more to each side. And then from here, moving into those nice big arm circles forward. And then backwards. And then throw those arms in and out across your chest. Beautiful. Move into some dynamic side bends. So fairly quick, you're just reaching through. Again, just bringing a little movement into everything. Beautiful. From here, moving down into your elbows. Nice big circles in one direction. And then go the other way. And then into your wrists. And go the other way. Moving down into your hands, squeeze them in and out. Maybe give your fingers a little shake. Make sure everything's nice and wide awake. Perfect. And then moving into your lower body. Lean back on your hands, bring your knees up and your feet in. And just windshield wiper those knees side to side. Bring a little movement through your hips. Beautiful. From here, bring your feet back out in front of you and just pop your knees up and down, warming everything up. And then bring your knees to stillness and windshield wiper your feet. Perfect. Pick up one foot. We're going to do the ankle and circles in one direction. And then the other way. And then point and flex the foot. So you're going to stretch it back as far as you can and point your toes as far as you can. Beautiful. Now switch sides. Circles in one direction with that ankle. And then the other direction. And then that point and flex. Nice. All right, now that we're all warmed up, first posture is going to be in that tabletop position. So grab whatever support makes it more comfortable for you. You don't actually need your weights for this one. So we're going to start off in a nice solid tabletop, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. You're going to curl your toes under. From here, you're going to bring your knees up to hover, set them back down, kick one leg up, hover again, and then kick the other leg up. So we're going to do 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Knees up, set them down. Do that nice glute kickback. Squeezing at the top. Nice and steady. Starting out slow, making sure you're giving yourself time to be fully warmed up here. You're halfway done. Looking good. $15 seconds to go. Really focus on that squeeze at the top. Work those glutes and that whole back body. And time. Excellent. From here, you're going to grab your weights, but you're going to stay in tabletop. Now, depending on the kind of weights you have, you may be able to just rest your hands on your weights just like this. If your weights are rolling around and it doesn't feel safe, scoot them out to the side and you'll just grab them one at a time. But from here, we're going to do alternating rows. So we're going to row up, and then we're going to add in a scapular push up. So we're going to drop our shoulder blades down and then round back up. So it's row, flex those shoulders. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. And after you do a couple, if you feel like those weights are not steady enough and it's not safe for your wrists, make the adjustments you need to make so that the workout is safe and comfortable for you. Beautiful. Nice and steady. You're halfway done. Check on where you're putting those weights down. You may find that you have a tendency to drift either in or out. You want to try to correct and make sure those weights stay under your shoulders. And time. Excellent. All right. From here, we're going to move into a kneeling position and do our dumbbell reach overs. Now, depending on how your shoulders are feeling this morning, you may want a little bit lighter weight for this one. So we're going to start with our left leg out in what's called a gate pose. And then your weight's going to go in your right hand. Your left hand's going to hold straight out like this. You're going to get a static workout in your arm that's not holding the weight. And then reaching over to really work through that side body. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Nice and steady. Keeping your tummy really firm here. Pulling your ribs in towards each other. So you get a really good core activation. Check in with your breathing here. Make sure you're able to breathe smoothly. If you find that your breath is hitching, especially when you're doing that side bend, you may need to go down a little bit in weight or even try it empty hand. 15 seconds to go. You got this, guys. And time. Set that weight down. Pull everything in. Work through your back and your side just a little bit. And then we got to go to the other side. So right leg and right arm are going to go out. Weight goes in the left hand. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Slow and steady with your breathing. Moving at the same speed in both directions. really making those muscles work. Keeping the tummy nice and firm. Halfway done on this side. Getting close. You got this. Keep going. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. From here, we're going to go down on our side. So you might want to move your cushion out of the way if you're using one. Prop up on your elbow. If you choose to use a weight for this one, you don't have to. You're going to hold it right there on your knee, or above your knee, actually. So you're going to do a clamshell and then a hip raise. Clamshell and hip raise. This is our first round, so ease into it, work into your range of motion. You've got 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Clamshell, and then raise your hips up off the floor. Go to a height that's good for you. Maybe adjust where your feet are, how much your knees are bent, just so you can make it right for your body. And from your elbow, you're not going to be able to get a ton of height up off the floor with your hips. That's okay. Get what you can. You're still engaging all those muscles through that side body. Ten seconds to go. And time. Beautiful. Set everything down. Work through that arm. Make sure everything feels comfortable. And then we got to switch sides. One minute on the clock. Here we go. Clamshell and hip raise. Nice. You guys got it. Fifteen seconds to go. Beautiful. Keep it up. And time. Excellent. Set that weight to the side. Give everything a little shake. That's the end of set number 1. So go grab some water and then we'll move on to set 2. All right, bring it back in. Coming back into that tabletop position. Our first one, we don't need the weights for. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. And as we go into set 2, as always, make any adjustments you need to. Up your weight, lower your weight, change your positioning, make it work for you. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Knees up, and then kick one leg up. Knees up, and then the other leg. Beautiful. Kick that leg up nice and high. Perfect. You're over halfway there. "15 seconds to go." You got this. And time. Excellent. Sit back, shake those arms out for a second, and then grab your weights. We're moving into that supported row with the scapular push-up. Once your weights are in position, we've got 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. One side, and then the other side, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together. Nice. You want your head, neck, and back to stay in a straight line here, so keeping your gaze down towards the floor in between your hands. You may see me looking up. That's because I'm looking at you guys. You're over halfway there. 20 seconds to go. Almost there. And time. Excellent. All right. Moving into that gate pose. So grab the weight that's right for you. Make any adjustments you need to. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Nice. Squeezing that belly in. Keeping everything nice and tight. Keeping the weight moving at the same speed in each direction. You're over halfway there. Almost done. You got it. Finish it strong. And time. Excellent. Set the weight down. Give everything a little shake. And then go into the other side. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Beautiful, looking good. Letting your side body help bring you back upright. So you'll feel some work through your shoulder and arm, but you should also feel a lot through that side. "15 seconds to go." You're doing fantastic, almost there. And time. All right, set everything down. Time to go down onto your side. You may choose to use a little cushion under your elbow too, if that feels good for you. One minute on the clock for our clam shells plus our hip raise. Here we go. Looking good. Slow and steady, you got it. You're halfway there. Ten more seconds. And time. Beautiful. Set the weight down. Maybe roll through that shoulder just a little bit. And then switch sides. One minute on the clock. Here we go. Remember, you can always adjust your positioning, how far your knees are pulled in, where you put your elbow down. Find the position that's going to work for you. You shouldn't feel any pain through your knees, your hips, or your shoulder on this one. Halfway there. Ten more seconds. You got it. And time. Nice. Set the weight to the side. Roll through that other shoulder. And then go grab some water. That's 2 sets done. 1 set to go. All right, bring it back in and get set up for that tabletop. Starting with the knee hover and the glute kickback. We've got 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Beautiful. Nice and steady. This is your last round. If you're feeling tired, slow it down. Lighten it up. If you're feeling like you're raring to go, maybe go a little faster. Maybe hold that hover just a little bit longer. Add a little extra work in there for yourself. Almost done. And time. Excellent. All right. Take a moment and then grab those weights. Get set up for your supported row with your scapular push up. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Nice and steady. Check in with your breathing. Make sure you're still breathing smoothly. And time. Beautiful. Set those weights to the side. Roll through your shoulders just a little bit, and then get set up for that dumbbell reach over. All right, 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Slow and steady. Keeping the belly squeezed in tight. Keeping everything nice and firm. You're over halfway there already. You got this. Looking good, ladies. And time. Whew, set that down. Roll out those shoulders for just a second. And then switch sides. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. You may notice that it feels a little different on one side than it does on the other. That's okay. Our bodies are not actually perfectly symmetrical. So it's normal to have small differences from one side to the other. Sometimes big differences if we've had an injury on one side or are dealing with a significant muscle imbalance. So just work with what you can on that side. And as you continue to get stronger, it should even out. 15 seconds to go. Almost there. And time. Beautiful. Whew, set that weight down. Again, roll through those shoulders just a little bit and then get set up for your clamshell plus your hip bridge. 1 minute, starting now. Keep going. You got this, guys. Last round. You can do it. Halfway there. Ten seconds to go. And time. Beautiful. Go ahead and switch sides. One minute on the clock. Here we go. Looking good. If you're feeling fatigue on this one, leave the weight off. Maybe even use that other hand as an extra support on the floor. Again, make the workout work for you. You're over halfway there. Almost done. You got this. And time. Perfect. Oh, set that weight to the side. Roll through your shoulders just a little bit. And then grab some water. All we have left is our final stretch. All right. For our final stretch today, we're going to start off in a nice wide leg pose. So bringing your feet out to whatever is a comfortable distance for you. Bring one arm up over your head. Start out with a nice little side bend there. Take a breath here. And then on the same side, you're going to roll over and reach towards your toes. If you don't touch your toes, that's okay. Just reach as far as you can until you feel a good stretch through that lower back and side body. From here, moving straight out into the center, that same hand is going to reach forward. And then moving all the way over to the other foot, stretching in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Release, come up nice and slow. And now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So your opposite hand is gonna come over for a nice big side bend. Taking a deep breath here. And then rotating over, reaching towards your toe. Another good solid breath here. And then reaching that hand straight out in front of you down the middle. And then last one, reaching over towards the opposite foot. Nice deep breath. Nice slow exhale. And then come all the way back up to center. From here, bring your feet together. And you're going to put one foot over your knee for a figure 4 stretch. You can use your elbow to push your knee open if that feels good for you. And then just lean forward nice and gently. Just until you feel that good stretch through your hip, maybe through the back of your leg, maybe your lower back. And then sit all the way up. Switch sides. Same thing, just that gentle lean, maybe using your elbow to press that knee down. Open your hip just a little more. If you are feeling this only in the back of your leg and not through your hip, feel free to bring your foot in just a little bit and use it in this position rather than the lean forward so that you feel that stretch through your hip. Find the position that works for you. One more breath here, and then sit up nice and slow. From here, we're going to move into our upper body. So bringing one arm across our chest. And then if it feels good, turn and look over that hand that's outstretched. And then maybe add just a little nod up and down. One more breath here. And then release, come back to center and go to the other side. And then again, if it feels good, look out over that outstretched hand. And maybe add that little nod up and down. And release, come back to center. Take that left arm and reach it all the way up. Give yourself a nice pat on the back. And then if it feels good here, pull your elbow back behind you towards the wall. So you're not trying to pull it sideways behind your head. You're just pushing it towards the wall behind you so that you feel a stretch through your tricep. And release, switch sides. Same thing here. If it feels good, pull that elbow back. And then just take some nice deep breaths. And release. You guys did an amazing job today. Thank you so much for joining me.